Good afternoon, everyone. It's the THEDEBOTAIWOTALKSHOW Talk Show. Today, as always, we always have, very, important people that try to bring on board, just to kind of, this is like a base where we exchange or share knowledge. Today on board, or today I'm having Olalekan Sewedo Samuel, the Debo Taiwo Talk Show. You're welcome, sir. How are you today?
Okay, I said it's been a while. It's been ages, and it's good to see you. Uh, the last time I saw you must be in the cream and wine uniform of Badagry Grammar School.
Possibly. And if we were talking about that's almost about definitely about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah,
touch base on that, but thankfully you just took the words out of my mouth. We're just going to go right into it, just because we want to keep it short and insightful as well.
yeah.
So, like I was telling everyone who would be watching this eventually, you are, if I'm wrong, you can correct me, but from my findings, you're the public relations officer to the Badagry Local Government Chairman in Badagry, Lagos State, correct?
Oh, okay. Yes, I was the media aide to the chairman
Media aid.
um, uh, uh, when he got elected for his first term in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Then later, I became the chief press secretary to the chairman. Yeah, towards the tail end of his administration, of his first term. Then for his second term, I got a bit of promotion, and I am now the chief of staff to the chairman.
Oh wow, that's even better than I imagined. I mean, that's even better than I thought. So I mean, congratulations. I don't know how long you've been chief of staff for, but
Thank
definitely
you.
it's even an elevated position, like you rightly said, and well it deserved. So we just move right to it. You are now a doctor, Dr.
Yeah.
Olalekan Samuel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, so growing back, the cream and wine uniform, I mean, I remember how we got acquainted at the time. I think you joined the boarding house
Yeah.
probably in year 2000 or
Yeah.
2001, just shortly before you left Badagry Grammar School. Because
Yeah.
if my memory serves me right, you're like 3 years. You were
2000. 2000.
2000. You
Yeah.
were 3 years ahead of me at the
Yeah.
time. And then you eventually went to Adeniran Ogunsanya College of Education,
Education.
where
Yeah.
you bagged
And
um,
see.
your NCE, and then you proceeded to Lagos State University to bag your
Yeah.
bachelor's in education.
Ekiti State University.
Lagos State, sorry, Ekiti. Oh,
Ekiti
my bad.
State University.
Ekiti State University. Okay, thank you for the correction.
Then University of Ado Ekiti. Now Ekiti State University.
Gotcha. So
For
at the
my,
time that
for
you
my,
went there, it was
yeah,
University of Badagry. It makes sense.
yeah.
And then now you recently bagged your doctorate from Lagos State University. How has
Yeah,
what has challenged you?
my master's from LASU as well.
Oh, master's from Lagos State University, and of course PhD from Lagos State University. What has, propelled you, that guy from BGS, and then you took it from one step from NC to B.Ed to M.Ed and then to PhD. What propelled you to achieve this educational fit? Let's start from
Yeah,
there.
truth be told, I was just an average student in Badagry Grammar School. I
Mhm.
am not part of those people that will come first or even be first to 10th position.
I know some
I'm
names
one
in
of
your
those.
sets for that matter.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not like the Dansu Emmanuel.
Sue Immanuel, exactly.
So I'm not. I was not a scholar. Uh, I'm. I was part of. I was that student that when you take your report card home, you keep it in the kitchen on that one tray so that your my father will not see everything.
Mhm.
The red in the whole. But the truth be told, my father retired from Lagos State University.
Mhm.
I think just like your dad too.
Yeah, obviously. My dad
Yeah,
retired
yeah,
just a couple of months ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
From Lagos State University, and I lived at LASU staff quarters, and I was I was I was mentored by scholars that will say, okay, Sammy has this potential. Why not don't let him stay at home? After my secondary school, and they were like, don't let him stay at home at all. even if he couldn't, get admission into the university directly, okay, I should go to Adeniran Ogunsanya College of Education. Now, last word,
It's
I, uh,
Lagos State
I,
University of
I
Education.
just went there just to. So I went to Akkoy, but
Mhm.
after a year or two, my parents said that, okay, guy, just stay there. So I stayed. So I finished my program and I used I got admission into the university through direct entry. From direct entry, okay, from after my uh, I when I finished my degree, I was looking for a job, and I was just not going to stay at home. So my father still said like, okay, why not go for your masters? Maybe you never can tell, opportunities will come from there. So after my master's, I was still looking for a job. I was then I was into grassroots journalism, grassroots publication with my brother, Tosin
Mm.
Samuel.
Mhm.
And we're just doing, trying to, match up with the likes of Akada, trying to, copy templates of hip hop world
Mm.
and black box media that the likes of Kayode were doing. We're just trying to do something.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I got support from my father. So I was doing something like that. And I was just grinding on that as an entrepreneur, as a media entrepreneur. But I was still not going to stay at home. I had people that they had the money to send me to school. All I just had to do then was just to attend classes. And I saw that the money was there. It's just for me to give my time. And I did. And to the glory of God, I bagged my PhD. It was not easy for me to bag my PhD, truth be told, because I got distracted. I got into politics. I was working with the chairman and, the euphoria of politics and all that. It was after I had done my coursework. So I was on the field for my research work, and I was not just going to school again. But later, I had to talk to myself that politics will come and go, and self-actualization is important, and
Very
self-development is
important.
important too.
Very important.
So I had to tell my boss that I needed to concentrate on that, and he gave me his permission.
Mm.
So I was always going to school, and to the glory of God, I'm an inspiration to him because he is on his PhD program too.
Interesting. Very, very magnanimous of your boss to allow you go. And then of course you guys have shared bundle of knowledge. You have now inspired him to proceed to become a PhD holder, which is really nice. Thank you for that recap of what lured you to do all of the feats that you've achieved. And I must say that we are proud of you as Badagrams or as ex alumni of Badagry Grammar School. We're proud of the feat that you're doing. Now, talking about the feat that you're doing, you've worked in with the current local government chairman in closed space since 2017. And you
Yeah.
first started as a media person, and then you grew the ranks to become chief of staff. What are some of the most things that let me say challenges that you first had as a media aide, and as it concerns, but so this is like a double barrel question. So first of all, what have been like the most challenges that you've had handling media for the Badagry local government chairman? That would be one. And then secondly, politically, considering the heritage that the Badagry holds and in the history of Nigeria, even to a large extent Africa, do you feel like Badagry is as taking a center stage in history in Nigeria and of course even in politics in Lagos State? Let's think on that.
Oh, okay. To answer your start from the first question, um, the very first challenge is that I I didn't meet any template. I didn't meet any template
Mm,
as a media aide to the chairman. I
mm,
didn't meet any template. I couldn't just lay my hands on a prototype or a blueprint on how to go about the work. So
interesting.
I had to start, you know, looking for a way around it,
Mm,
trying to be creative about it, trying to set the ball rolling. And so it was challenging initially because you have to, Badagry being a an indigenous local government.
Mm-hmm.
And what you heard of, what will you hear of is big shots to the president, to the governor. But for how to manage it at the grassroots level was something that I had to be creative about. So it was challenging initially.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the way you communicate with people at the grassroots is not like, just going on Twitter to on X to just tweet and
Mm.
send message
And get
out.
messages across to
And
people.
the majority of the people you want to pass the message to, they don't even
Might
have
not,
Android.
they might not be
Yeah,
using
yeah,
smartphones. And
yeah,
even if
they are
they
not
do,
using
they might
smartphone.
not be on
So
X platform yet.
yeah, yeah. So the challenge of how to pass the message across, because at this as an aide to the chairman, as the spokesperson of the council, you are the bridge between
The
the
executive and
chairman,
mhm.
the council, and the people that is governing.
Okay.
And you have to send the message accordingly. The message of the chairman to the people, and the message of the people to the chairman.
Mm,
It's not just a one. It should not be a one-way communication channel. You have
mm,
to bring it back to the chairman, and to the glory of God, we've done that well, quite well in Badagry,
mm.
because chairman always gets feedback, and or he always attends to people. And
How do you guys
and
manage
another challenge.
feedback? Sorry to interrupt. How do you guys manage feedbacks that are apparently not sounding positive? Because one of the things that we have studied around politics in Nigeria, in Nigeria generally, is you have a lot of sycophants around the leadership, and sometimes they don't get to hear the true story of how the people are actually feeling. So how do you guys manage to give that feedback that might not be palatable, might not be nice to the government, to the chairman? How do you guys pass that message and work around it?
The chairman is somebody that has made the work easy for me, and that is the truth. And he is not somebody that likes praise singing. So you can always take the truth message to him, no matter how bitter how
The
bitter
feel.
it tastes.
Hmm.
Yes, no matter how bitter it tastes, you always take it. And Badagrians are saying result of feedbacks, because when people talk, they get result back. He has a way of sending back the message to the people
Hmm.
that, okay, I heard and I listened,
Hmm.
and this is the result of what you are complaining about. And another thing is that, see, public office holders are servants of the people, and they should, when they see themselves as such, and they will not feel bad, because the people are paying them. It's just like when the people are the boss of the public officers,
Ideally.
and yes, they are the employees, so they can scold them.
Hmm.
So they can. It's not compulsory. The feedback is palatable. If you are doing well, your boss will tap you at the back and say, "Well done." And if you are doing badly, you will say, "No, come on, I don't want you like this. I can fire you." So when you see life like that, you will understand that those people, the people gave you the mandate,
Hmm.
and whether bitter or sweet, anything they throw at you, you have to chew it, and because you are riding on their mandate.
Hmm.
So, and he sees me as somebody. The chairman has not seen me like, he sees me as somebody that will always say it the way it is.
The way it is.
Yes, I may come outside to say, okay, these are what the things that we are doing. But
Damage
when I
control.
go back, yeah, when I go back into the room with him, I'll be like, Oga, see, people are doing this, or people are angry. Like, for instance, during the NSAS protest in Badagry, I had to go back to him and tell him that, see, sir, we have to be part of this protest, and
Hmm.
he agreed. He agreed. He wore the end police brutality shirt in Badagry. As a matter of fact, I was part of it. He
Hmm.
even donated money.
That's
So
it.
we made our NSAS protest in Badagry like a carnival. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, when police were telling people that, oh yeah, I'm lonely, I was the one that was telling people that, guy, we have talked to people now. It's enough. And that was why we did not even record
Or
the
any
slightest of
violence.
casualty in Badagry.
Hmm.
So he listens. Now, moving to your second question about the place of Badagry in national politics and in Lagos politics. Should be told, we are not there yet. We are not there yet, and we are still struggling to take our place in the political scene of Lagos State. See, when you look at the political history of Lagos State, even at the creation of Lagos State, Badagrian played a role. Chief B.S. Hundeyin was the secretary of the committee as at then. So, and the likes of Obasidi Akran, the Akran Avenue in Ikeja, was a Western region minister. But after those great men, we've not had people that will step into the shoes of these great men, and we are still struggling as a people, as a minority in Nigeria, and as an indigenous local government in Lagos State. And well, there are deliberate efforts to strategically groom young people and to create a space for young people in political scene of Badagry. And well, I believe we'll get there. But I like to say this, that it is at this level, at the grassroots level, that we should be nurturing young politicians, not necessarily to let them become aides alone, media aides, just to snap pictures and follow you up and down. It is at this level you mentor young politicians to take up roles and be responsible for their people. And because it is easy at the grassroots level to say a Sewedo Samuel should run for a local government election. It's not easy when it comes to when a Sewedo Samuel stand up and say, I want to become a governor or become the president of Nigeria.
Of course, might be.
Yeah, so it's difficult at that level. But at this level of the local, at the grassroots level, the local government level, is this level that we start to groom young people. So when they learn governance to a level, they graduate to state, and after which they can graduate to the federal level. And when we are not strategically positioning people, indigenous local governments like Badagry will continue to suffer.
Well, so the plan and hope is that people start getting strategically positioned to kind of get people to move up the ladder, and hopefully Badagry can actually sit, or a Badagrian can sit on the seat of the governor of the governorship in Lagos State, which hopefully that happens within the shortest possible time. I wanted to ask before, because you kind of touched base around this a little bit, but before this, my question around Badagry is two-edged. Now, obviously, this is not a political podcast, but obviously you are in politics, so it's also important to ask the current wave of how local governments used to be, in the sense that how relevant the local government chairman used to be. It would seem like in the 90s and the early 20s, maybe during the first tenure of Obasanjo, the full-time local government chairman kind of had a bit of more relevance. Would you say the relevance is still very prominent up until this date? That's one. Yeah, that's my question actually.
Okay, yeah, that's not political. It's more about governance. The truth there is that the local government chairman, as at 1999, cannot be compared to the local government chairman as at 2024. All over the 774 local governments in Nigeria.
Interesting.
People are growing to be politically wise, and governors are trying to. Governors are developing strategies by the day, and they've seen the local government chairman as a way to get hold of the grassroots, and that is why you hardly find an opposition winning local government election. It's the ruling party at the states will always clear.
Typically.
It's just like that all over. But local government administration in Lagos State is something that people can still use as a reference point, because at least I have had other council chairmen from other states come to Badagry to visit the executive chairman, and they are marveled at what we do.
That's
And
impressive.
it's like that in the whole of 20 local government and 37 LCDs in Lagos State.
Mm,
People are still working.
mm.
Unlike, which I stand to be corrected, other local government areas, especially in the north, that you hardly find projects. But in Lagos State, local government chairmen are still building roads, are constructing estates, are constructing infrastructure that will
Impressive.
impact the life of the people. So local government chairman in Lagos State are doing impressively well.
Okay.
But however, the I think this will be the first time that we'll have a two-time governor become the president of Nigeria. Yes, Jonathan was a governor, but not
But it
as
wasn't, it wasn't, it
experienced
wasn't, it wasn't a
as
two time, yeah.
as as the current president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I believe that he understands the politicking and how local government, state governors, have a grip on local government chairmen
Mm.
and sit on their allocation. And that was why, as a progressive person that he is, he tried to give them
Signed the
autonomy.
bill.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so we will see how it turns out. But I know that in preparation for our people to enjoy the dividends of democracy, the councils in Lagos State are warming up to give more than what they've been given when the whole autonomy comes to play out in full years.
Interesting. Okay. Hopefully I mean, we all want the local governments, in my opinion, to have that autonomy indeed, because local government is where people can actually get, access to government easily. So for example, I live in Badagry, and the local government chairman, if my road is bad, obviously it's easier for the government to kind of support and we walk the road, compared to me having to go to Alausa to try to talk to the governor. It's just a huge ball game. So hopefully with this autonomy bill that was passed recently, we hope that local governments can definitely take their place where they ought to be. I wanted to also ask, Badagry again, we'll talk about Badagry again, because Badagry is very symbolic in the nation's history, and a lot of us grew up around Badagry, so it's also really nice to see. Badagry should actually take a very center stage around tourism in Nigeria, of course, based on the role that it played during the Dark Age in the 16s and 1700s. What is the local government chairman, or what's the state government of Lagos State doing to improve the role of Badagry as a tourist attraction in Lagos State and in Nigeria?
Oh, well, you cannot talk tourism absolutely without talking Badagry.
Of course.
Badagrians are naturally hospitable people.
Mhm.
An average Badagrian knows the business of hospitality,
Mhm.
and we like to show people around our place. We like to exhibit our beautiful culture, our energetic Ogu dance, and our way of life. Um,
Zambito.
and yeah, and Badagry is blessed. Badagry is blessed. Badagry has the longest stretch of water bodies in the whole of the state.
Indeed.
Yes, from Seme
All
border
the way
to
to Marina.
that same water will take you to Cotonou. Yeah,
Interesting.
that same water will take you to Cotonou and will take you to Marina in
Marina. Yeah,
Sierra.
that I know, of
Yeah.
course.
So it's the longest and it's not too far from the Atlantic Ocean.
It is
So
not.
Badagry is blessed. Badagry is blessed. And we have huge historical heritage. However, it can always get better.
Yep.
And I am an advocate of going beyond just the historical heritage and taking it around building infrastructures to drive tourism. Yes, history is part of tourism, like the Mecca, Jerusalem. They are selling their history.
Of
But
course.
places like Maldives, they
Hmm.
don't have it. It's the natural
The
resources.
natural
Yeah,
resources,
it's the
true, yeah.
water. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we have the history and we have the
And you have exactly,
natural.
it's a combo. So,
Yeah. But I will have to give it up to the current MHR, the member of House of Representative, Honorable Cecil Wingan, and the um Honorable representing Badagry constituency one at the Lagos State House of Assembly.
yep.
They are tourism enthusiasts, and at least in the short time of being in office, they've been able to bring down the minister for tourism down to Badagry to see for ourselves
Wow,
the potential that is in. So we
that's
still
impressive.
and the governor too came just this year to see how he can develop tourism potentials. Badagry
Mhm.
has huge potentials when it
Definitely,
comes to tourism, but
100%.
it is not tapped yet. It
It's
is
not
still
tapped.
untapped.
The
It is
roads,
still
are they
untapped.
working now? Are they good
Yeah,
now?
the roads are
Commute,
working now.
commute,
The
commuting,
roads are so
commutable?
to get to Lagos, to get to Matuna is not stressful. It's
Okay.
not stressful, and we have to give it up to the federal government from the former minister for works,
Babatunde Rajipasola.
Babatunde Raji Fashola,
Okay.
and our immediate past MHR, Honorable Tunde Unkpe. They
Oh, okay.
worked, they did fantastically well on, improving that road, and they did well. So the road is working now, and it's very smooth. So you
Mm.
want to come to Badagry, you can even come to Badagry to eat lunch and go back
And go back,
to
indeed.
with
And
no
eat
stress.
fish,
Yeah.
fresh fish.
Yeah,
And
to
that's
eat fresh food and go back and go back and go back. So it's not like you are traveling and you're using the whole day to travel. No. You
okay.
can forget something at Ojo and quickly go back to pick it.
That's interesting. I mean, we're glad that the road is a lot more commutable now than it used to be a couple of years ago.
But it's still under construction, it's still ongoing, but it's
And we
far
hope that the
better than it
train
used to
eventually get there. So I can just
be. Yeah,
board a train
hopefully.
from Marina
Hopefully.
to Badagry, one hand to
Yeah,
another hand. Incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. Thank you for your time so far. I think I have just a few more questions before we wrap it up. One question for sure I want to ask is, you have been in the media space around politics over the last 7 years. You grew your ranks from being a media person and now you're current chief of staff. For sure, it seems like you have a lot of years ahead of you, and I see you growing, in a geometric progression as it concerns politics. Before I ask you the question you think I want to ask you, what are you going to say to someone who is aspiring to become a Sewedo Samuel, somebody who is hoping to be in the media space, maybe start up as an aide and then grow their way or work politically up the ladder to become maybe the governor of Lagos State? What would you
Yeah.
advise a younger person who is looking to take up this route?
Debo, I must confess that as young Lagosians, as young people, we must participate in politics.
I agree.
We must.
100.
See, the the growth and development of Nigeria as of today, which has time to be corrected, is not based on the economy or the natural resources
Mhm.
that we have in the country. It's based on politics.
Politics.
And that is the truth. And that is why the likes of Dangote too can be crying
Mhm.
about bottlenecking some
Mhm.
things. So if you are not participating in politics, you may be doing
Maybe
your
left out.
community huge disservice.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I just want to say uh, young people should just come and be part of politics. However, politics should not be seen as a means to an end,
Mhm.
should not be seen as a means, should not be seen as a means of livelihood. And
Mhm.
that is the error that most
A lot
people
of people make.
make. You should see politics as a call to serve the
Yeah.
people,
Mhm.
and you should get your job on the
Mhm. Done.
side.
And get a
It's
job
just
on the
like,
side,
it's just,
indeed.
yeah,
That's how
get
it's
your
done
job.
in the Western world. Some of those
Yeah, you should
politicians
get
actually
it.
have
You
their
should,
9 to 5. Some of them are lecturers and they
yeah,
get jobs as
yeah.
mayor.
So that
Jobs
you
as,
can, you can say you want to leave at any time. So
mm,
that you cannot be boxed up. So
mm,
that one chairman will not use you as as a tool for his own development.
mm,
And at the end of the day, when they ask him to bring a successor, he brings the children that
mm.
did not
To
play part in the whole stuff.
make it like a
Get
monarchy.
get something doing.
Mm.
Like I said, like myself, I teach at Lagos State University of Education.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
I see politics as part-time.
Mm.
My full-time job is I am a lecturer. I
Interesting.
am a researcher. So I am trying to change the narrative and make it look as if the way it's done in the Western world too.
Yeah.
So that when so I see that part-time, if it's not working, I face my
Your full-time square, your
my
full-time job, which is what you
full-time
currently
job.
said you had
So
now.
as young people, you want to come into the game, you're welcome, but get informed. Get
Nice.
informed. If you want to work as an aide, get informed.
Get
Like
informed.
my boss, my boss watches football a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Eh? And me, I watch football on not like a very diehard follower of a particular
You just
team.
watch it for
But
fun,
because of my but because of my boss,
You get to watch it
I
regularly.
I get to get the gist, at least his team, what they played. So when I
Mm.
get to office
You
or
have
anytime
something to communicate with,
when we are talking, I have something to say.
obviously.
I watch the news. I keep myself informed. I
Nice.
keep myself informed.
Nice.
So when we are talking, I have something to say. And I have to be diligent with my work.
Interesting.
So, and in politics, loyalty is the currency of politics. There's
Definitely.
nothing the only thing that we trade in politics is loyalty. Your
Mm.
loyalty has to be 100%. In fact, some people will say that go and look for another one to make it 101.
We'll talk
So
about loyalty. I'll probably bring you back on board to talk about a couple of more stuff. I try as much as possible not to make this like politics 100%, but of course we are running out of time, and just wanted to say thank you for your time today. But before I leave, I have one final question for you. I feel like if anyone watches this podcast or this show specifically from Badagry, and I don't ask this question, they would kind of feel, does this guy even know what's happening in Badagry at all? Anyway, so final question, and I'll just give you just like 3 minutes to wrap up. Your brother, Tosin Samuel, who was obviously was also my classmate in Badagry Grammar School. Sometimes it would seem like you are the good cop, he's a bad cop. I mean, based on some of the posts that he puts up on his social media platforms, bashing people and stuff like that. How do you manage your relationship with your brother, even though it seemed like you guys are very close, obviously as blood brothers? But how do you manage the fact that you guys are on opposing ends politically?
oh well, like I told you, get a job. When you have something doing, it's going to be easy for you to deal with people.
Mm,
You will not act like a psychopath. Tosin Tosin is a necessary factor in Badagry politics.
mm,
Tosin is just like a bacteria that is needed in the body.
mm.
And to tell you the truth, Tosin is close to all of these guys.
That's interesting.
When Tosin enters the country, he sits with SC Winger, he sits with the chairman that he has criticized, and they relate, they talk about these things. And they see it from the angle that he is a young person that is pained.
Mm.
Yes, youthful exuberance may be there in driving his point, but they know that he has seen a better way of living outside the country, and he's pained that his
Yeah.
people are
Mm.
still, the way they are, which
Mm.
is normal. And now my relationship with Tosin, we are brothers.
Obviously.
At times I try to influence certain things, and this is where my father plays a role. And my father tried to let everybody knows that don't throw your blow below the belt. You do
Mm.
what you want to do, but don't do things that will affect the person or address the issues. When you're addressing the issues, there's no problem. And for
Constructively.
me, to keep my mental health and my sanity, I don't follow Tosi on Facebook. Oh, he's my friend. Oh. We are friends on
Interesting.
Facebook, but I don't follow. So Facebook will not bring
Interesting.
Tosi's Mala to my timeline.
Interesting.
People call me to
That's
say,
a way to manage your
oh,
mental
this
health.
water
I
bill
love
was
that one.
from. Yeah, I will now search. I will just go to his page to go and check. But for my mental health, I don't follow Tosin because Tosin is a troublemaker,
Interesting.
and
Interesting.
he's a troublemaker, and I don't follow him. But to be sincere, I try as much as possible to defend him when people want to bash him, in the political space, not online this time around,
Yeah.
offline.
On a
And
one.
I try as much as possible to even mediate, let him see in the right perspective at times when he's, wrongly accusing somebody. Oh, and NEPA has done their thing here.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's probably just about the best time to wrap up because time is just wrapping up here. Dr. Olalekan Sewedo Samuel, thank you so much for being a guest with me today at the THEDEBOTAIWO Talk Show. It was nice to chat with you. It was nice to see you again. And of course, to learn from your wealth of experience of you, learning the ropes to grow politically. And in 30 seconds, do you have political ambition to become Lagos State Governor in the nearest future?
Who doesn't want to become a Lagos State governor? Well, I sincerely speaking, Debo, I think I would like to thank God. I think
Up
I
NEPA.
will, yeah, up NEPA. That's how you know that you are still in Nigeria now. That me, I'm in Nigeria, you are in Canada. But truth be told, I would like to be part of policymakers of Lagos State. Even if I'm not the governor, I want to see myself sit on the executive council of Lagos State someday because I think I have a lot to
To
contribute.
offer. We wish you all the best on your journey of growing in a geometric progression. I actually see you grow in a geometric progression in Lagos State politics, and I cannot wait to celebrate you when you get there. Thank you again, Dr. Olalekan Samuel, for being a guest on my show, the THEDEBOTAIWO Talk Show, and we will catch up some other time. Thank you. Any final words
Thank
eventually?
you. Yeah, I just want to say, keep watching the Debo show, and it's something that we'll continue to promote. And Debo, I wish you all the best too. And to my Badagry people, Odabo,
Eshio,
all right.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Bye-bye now. Cheers.
yeah.
And then we both anchored the event. So what was the event about? It brought up a lot of maybe some upcoming artists. There was a DJ, and I remember So Sick, the producer that produced that Green's album, was in the building that day. Jide was there, a lot of other guys were there. And while we were hosting that event, I don't know if you remember, you told me that day that Debo, I want to take this as a profession. I want to become an MC as a profession. And